Ebo.
Mr. President, distinguished members of the Security Council, we are aware that the Russian Federation has filed an official complaint in line with the provisions of Article 6 regarding allegations of biological weapon programs in Ukraine. As High Representative Nakamitsu informed the Council in March and May of this year, the United Nations is not aware of any such biological weapons programs. This remains the case today. I would also like to note that the United Nations currently has neither the mandate nor the technical or operational capacity to investigate this information. As High Representative Nakamitsu previously stated in the Council, the relevant instrument of international law is the 1972 Biological Weapons Convention, BWC, which effectively prohibits the development, production, acquisition, transfer, stockpiling, and use of biological and toxin weapons. The Russian Federation and Ukraine are both state parties to the Biological Weapons Convention. Mr. President, on the 29th of June 2022, the Russian Federation submitted a request for the convening of a formal consultative meeting under Article 5 of the BWC and the final declarations of the Convention's second and third review conferences. In accordance with the agreed timelines, an informal meeting to discuss the arrangements for the formal meeting took place in Geneva on the 27th of July 2022, chaired by Ambassador Aidan Liddell of the United Kingdom. The formal consultative meeting opened on Friday, 26 August 2022, for a brief procedural meeting. It then resumed its business on Monday, the 5th of September 2022, for a period of 4 days and was chaired by Ambassador György Monya of Hungary. The meeting heard the presentation by the Russian Federation of its Article 5 consultation request regarding respective outstanding questions by the Russian Federation to the United States and to Ukraine concerning the fulfillment of their respective obligations under the Convention in the context of the operation of biological laboratories in Ukraine. The meeting also heard the response by the delegations of Ukraine and the United States. Each delegation then made further statements amplifying points raised in their statements. Additionally, the meeting heard national statements from 42 states parties and 1 signatory state. There then followed an opportunity to respond for the Russian Federation, the United States, and Ukraine. State parties welcomed the fact that the delegations of the Russian Federation, Ukraine, and United States had sought to clarify their positions with respect to the issue at hand. State parties noted that the consultation was fully in conformity with the conclusions of the final document of the third review conference relevant to the application of Article 5 of the Convention. The formal consultative meeting concluded with state parties adopting a report agreeing that, in quote, no consensus was reached regarding the outcome of the formal consultative meeting, unquote. The adoption of the report marked the end of the formal consultation process. Mr. President, the provisions of Article 6 have not been invoked since entry into force of the Biological Weapons Convention. Article 6 of the Biological Weapons Convention states the following. 1. Any state party to this convention which finds that any other state party is acting in breach of obligations deriving from the provisions of the convention may lodge a complaint with the Security Council of the United Nations. Such a complaint should include all possible evidence confirming its validity, as well as a request for its consideration by the Security Council. 2. Each state party to this convention undertakes to cooperate in carrying out any investigation which the Security Council may initiate in accordance with the provisions of the Charter of the United Nations on the basis of the complaints received by the Council. The Security Council shall inform the state parties to the convention of the results of the investigation. The convention does not provide any guidance on the type of investigation that the Council may initiate. State parties have also not developed any specific guidance or procedures concerning the modalities to be employed, the purpose of an Article 6 investigation. Should the Council initiate an investigation, the United Nations Office for Disarmament Affairs stands ready to support it. Mr. President, distinguished members of the Security Council, as High Representative Nakamitsu mentioned previously, the operations and institutional structures of the BWC must be further bolstered to ensure it is properly equipped and resourced to face future challenges. The Convention's upcoming 9th Review Conference in November and December this year presents the ideal opportunity for its state parties to comprehensively strengthen the Convention. I thank you very much for your attention.